Madonna is, without a doubt, one of the most popular and successful musicians of our time. She's in her 60s now. She's been known to date men that have been much younger than her. Many people have had a lot of thoughts to share on this, but have you ever wondered what all her former lovers have to say? Let's dive right in and see for ourselves. First, Carlos Leon sure doesn't seem to have any regrets. Carlos Leon was your everyday dude living with his parents in New York, but all that would change for him in early September 1994 when he met Madonna on his regular bike ride at Central Park. You have to give it to him, the man was fit. Leon's fame skyrocketed while Madonna was asked many questions. 2 years later, Madonna gave birth to Leon's daughter, Lourdes Leon, who apparently is following in Madonna's footsteps and considering a music career. And Madonna and Leon indeed stopped dating. Leon said he has no regrets and wouldn't change anything. Instead of going all Psycho X on her, Leon thanks Madonna for giving him a daughter. Their breakup won't stop Leon from thinking about her newer romantic endeavors. After Madonna's divorce in 2008 from Guy Ritchie, who we'll also talk about later in the video, Leon let his opinions be known to everyone, saying it was a tough time for both Madonna and Ritchie and sending them love. We're sure they would have appreciated that. This bad boy thinks Madonna was out for clout. In the early 90s, Madonna dated former NBA legend Dennis Rodman. Their relationship was very passionate from the get-go. In his book, I Should Be Dead By Now, Rodman wrote that Madonna asked if he wanted kids and even called him over while ovulating once. In a talk with ESPN 1995, however, Rodman called it just a flame and said it didn't evolve into anything. Later, in a radio show, The Breakfast Club, Rodman said Madonna dated him only to gain popularity, saying her career was going down and she needed something to boost it back up. He says she dated him because he's a bad boy. What do you guys think about Rodman's remark? Do you think there's anything true about what he's saying? Let us know in the comments. Next up at number 3 is Sean Penn. Sean Penn, an actor from Dead Man Walking, has had 2 marriages, the first with yours truly Madonna and the second with Robin Wright, actress from House of Cards. After his second divorce, the actor dated Charlize Theron for the next 2 years, saying that his relationship with Theron was more mature when compared to his marriages. There doesn't seem to be any ill will between Penn and Madonna. You'd know this if you've watched his appearance on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Stephen asked Penn who he'd pick between Madonna and Britney Spears. Penn said, "I love my first wife very much. You don't compare those things." Remember when we mentioned Guy Ritchie? Let's take a look at what he has to say. For her 8th studio album, Madonna worked with filmmaker Guy Ritchie, who directed the music video for What It Feels Like for a Girl. That's how the two met each other and eventually married at the start of the new century. And much like Sean Penn, Ritchie holds similar feelings towards Madonna. The couple was together for a total of 8 years, getting divorced later on in 2008. Having not heard a single word from him after, Ritchie finally broke the silence on his thoughts nearly a decade later, in 2017, on Sunday's Event magazine. Ritchie only had good things to say about his ex-wife, saying he doesn't in the slightest regret marrying her. He even called her a good mother, saying she's been good to Rocco and David, the couple's 2 kids. Next on this spicy list is Timur Steffens. Madonna indeed wanted to have kids with some of her past lovers, but that wasn't the case with Timur Steffens, who was a Dutch dancer 30 years younger than Madonna. Talk about a big age gap. Rumors started to spread that Madonna wasn't taking her relationship with Steffens seriously and was just having fun. They met each other in Switzerland, and as wholesome as the relationship was, it ended as fast as it started. Steffens, just like Madonna, doesn't care much for an age gap. He says he couldn't even notice it. Steffens says his girlfriends are always older than him, and he's learned much from them. Madonna's creative music inspired him, and he especially felt inspired by her work ethic in the gym. The couple would hit the gym regularly during their short time together, and according to Steffens, she inspired him to go the extra mile. Adorable if you ask us. Let's cool things down with some Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice and Madonna dated in the early 90s and had a good time together. The two first met at a Vanilla Ice concert where Madonna just walked backstage to talk to him. Ice called Madonna a sweetheart and said they had some good times. He said their relationship was pretty normal once you got rid of all the fame. They'd have to use different hats and mustaches to change their appearance and go out on dates. How romantic. While Ice only had good things to say about Madonna, when asked if he was in love, Ice said he wasn't. This is a pretty straightforward answer. Ice moved on from Madonna after her erotic publication. He said it's upsetting to see pictures of him in the book. At number 7, we have Warren Beatty. You could say the early 90s were a ride for Madonna. Other than dating basketball player Dennis Rodman and rapper Vanilla Ice, she'd also hit it off with Warren Beatty, an actor from Heaven Can Wait. Madonna first met Beatty on the Dick Tracy set, a comedy crime show he'd been directing. The two went on to date for the next 15 months. When asked about it on the Howard Stern show, all Madonna had to say was that Beatty was a great partner and called him a good lover. Beatty respects and admires Madonna, saying she's a phenomenon and calling her a huge personality. He said he was impressed by her amazing work ethic and all the hard work she's put in to make a name for herself. And boy, what a name it is. An icon for sure. Next up is Antonio Sabato, someone Madonna hasn't ever mentioned. Madonna's been pretty open about her relationships, at least most of the ones with other famous people. Apparently in the 90s, Madonna dated Antonio Sabato and then never talked about it publicly. Poor guy. In his memoir, Sabato, The Untold Story, Antonio talks about his relationship with the world-famous star. Before he and Madonna met, Sabato was already trying to get in on the entertainment industry. He said he'd always try to get into parties, talk to publicists, and be involved as much as possible. At the shoot for a Janet Jackson music video, Sabato became friends with the photographer Herb Ritz, who just happened to be in the same social circle as Madonna. Call it fate or whatever, the two eventually met through a mutual connection. Sabato was starstruck when he first met Madonna, and we get it. Who wouldn't be starstruck after they meet Madonna herself for the first time? Sabato said she was smaller than he thought and a beautiful, beautiful woman, which we're sure all of you agree with. Sabato has dated famous personalities like Jennifer Love Hewitt, Pamela Anderson, Jewel, and many more. Later in 2013, he launched a dating blog for men, though Sabato eventually changed his entire brand and became a Republican politician. The last ex we'll be talking about today is Jesus Luz. We're sure you've noticed a pattern in Madonna's love life. Her relationship with Jesus Luz, a former Brazilian model and now DJ, was no different. Before he'd met Madonna, Luz was used to working low-paying jobs, which changed pretty suddenly after his year-long affair with Madonna, with him now walking on the biggest runways and getting big DJ gigs. Madonna broke up with him eventually, as she said she and Luz didn't share much in common, but Luz did give her the credit she deserved. In a talk with Revista Quem, years after their breakup, Luz admitted that his affair with Madonna greatly impacted his parenting style. He said he's grateful to have known her, and she inspired him to be the person he's become today. He's become more open to change and has learned to understand hardships better. Luz even said that he'd pass on these values to his daughter. How touching. Madonna's had a lot of fun in her life, no doubt. She's had a lot of relationships and a lot of exes, and it's interesting to see how different people's thoughts can be after dating the same person. Some are good, some are bad, while others are just somewhere in between. What matters at the end of the day is how you deal with all these different opinions. Madonna, for one, handles it well. The way she carries herself on and off stage is truly inspiring. That's a wrap for this video. Who do you think was the best man for Madonna? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.